The Bulldogs lost to Rockdale 24-17 last week, but it could have been worse as the Tigers led 17-3 at the half. Head coach Kurt Jones tells us what he told the Bulldogs at halftime to get them going.
First half, and felt like we didn't play quite as hard as we needed to, and so we challenged our players at halftime, and they responded. We started the second half with a little onside kick and recovered it, and I think that kind of generated a little bit of momentum, and maybe it was just a little bit of a spark we needed. But we felt like we played well enough in the second half to win. We just got to string a couple of good halves together if we want to be consistent. Second half effort the other night was a credit to our kids, our coaching staff, everybody, and it's a total effort. If you're going to get that kind of effort, you have to have everybody on board, and so we want to be known as that kind of team, but we don't want to be known as that kind of team just in a second half or a first half. We need to do it a whole ball game. So that's something we're still growing in, and hopefully we'll become consistent in. I think in the first few games of the season, especially when it's still hot in the early part of September, you find out a lot about your team in terms of their game conditioning. The other night over at Rockdale, it was hot, and a little concerned about our kids in the first half, but the way we came out and played so hard in the second half, we felt good about our game conditioning. So hopefully by this point in time of the year, third game in, it's not as big a concern, and we've got to be ready to play a solid 4 quarters, and if it calls for it, overtime as well.
Most coaches say teaching players how to give a little more is taught at the earliest of stages, and the Bulldogs have it down cold. For ThePicayuneTV.com, I'm Jennifer Fierro.